have to move on. You said this would be your last ride. You have your whole life ahead of you.
Oh, baby. Let's play some Crusader Kings. Let's have some fun here today, guys. So we got Crusader Kings, we got the Royal Courts DLC. We're going to jump through it right here, right now. Let's go ahead and also remind everyone that when I'm trying to carve a nation out of the Western Slavic group, when I'm trying to unite the Duchy of Poland with the Archduchy of Lithuania, there's only one way I can do it. There's only one little thing that's going to give me that edge. And boom! It is Sneak Energy. Head on over to sneakenergy.com. Use creator code SPARTY at checkout to help support the channel, because let me tell you, it helps the channel. All right, cut. Are we done? Great. All right. Let's wrap it up. Great show, everyone. Let's have a good one. But all right, guys, let's have some fucking fun here today. We're going to be playing as Poland. I'm going to be showing you guys the... You know what? This actually might crash. I decided to try to see if the... community flavor pack would work right now. I hope it does. But we're going to be playing as Poland. I'm going to do a little bit of an exposition talking about the Royal Courts DLC. We'll also do a little history time to start us off right now. I am not the best with Polish history. I've only... I just wanted to have a little bit of history time here because, you know, I figured it kind of fits. We've been doing them for years, so... Well, King Boleslav, you put your nipples away, sir. This is very unkempt. Let me see if I can switch that up real quick. Yeah, I have the community flavor pack activated, so... hey, the full thing works. I don't even really know why he has that helmet, so... The community flavor pack is going wild right now, as you can tell. So let's change his clothes really quick. Yeah, everything actually. I might actually have to reboot really fast here, guys. So give me just 1 second. I wanted to see if it would work, and I forgot to test it really quick. So we'll be going through some history here for Poland as well, just to kind of start us off. And the way we'll actually do this is I will talk about some of the features of Royal Courts first, and I'll have it all bookmarked down below. So if you're watching this after the fact, you can just jump to the parts that you want to jump to. But there's some new music, and you'll be able to hear it once we boot up right now. You should be able to. Yeah, here you go. This is the newer music. Isn't Polish history just the Witcher games? I have some Polish friends that would both resent and love that comment. So we'll be starting in 1066 because the Poland start of 867 is wild. Not as down for it. And to get the advantage or the benefits of using the Royal Courts DLC, you have to be a king or an emperor. So we'll be starting here with King Boleslav the Bold of Poland. Kyle, thank you very much, man. I'm glad I could inspire you, my bro, and thank you very much for the $5 donation here as we get started on some history time. So let's go ahead and look at the Piast dynasty, and I will be mispronouncing names. I apologize if I do. I don't mean to, but it is unfortunately a circumstance of being an Italian American who doesn't know any Polish. But we start our history of Poland talking about the history of the Slavic people, right? And there's a legend, a fun little legend that goes about three brothers, right? One of them was named Rus, one was named Czech, the other was named, not Ludvisk, but it's like Lumik or Lumisk or something like that. And these three brothers, they travel down the Dnieper River, and they eventually kind of settle each in their own respective land. And it's more of a mythological kind of history, not an actual thing. Czech, Lech is the other one, and Rus. And Rus settles around Kiev, Czech settles around Czechia, which of course eventually becomes Czechoslovakia, and that'll be like right around here. for those that are actually checking, looking at where I pointed and say that's fucking wrong. I just know I know it's on the southeastern portion of the Holy Roman Empire, and I apologize. And then Lech comes up here and sells eventually Poland. And you have to understand too that Poland is at this point in time is very much not strictly Polish. The first actual establishment of the Kingdom of Poland we get by, and if I look at his name, it'll actually help me pronounce it. Mieszko, right here. Duke Mieszko of Greater Poland. And this individual essentially goes to create, in around 968, 966, I think it is, he creates the first actual land of Poles. Pol-ish, not Polish, like we would know it in the common adjective conjugation. So he creates this Polish land, and it is almost in direct opposition to the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire, of course, at the time is kind of going crazy. And the Western Slavic group is extremely diverse, right? You've got Poles, but you've got Czechs, and you've got a lot of different variations up here. If you look at these cultural groups, you look at like Pomeranians, you see Polish, you see all this stuff, but there's even more than the game actually lets on. I think if you start at 867, it shows all those cultural groups. So I apologize because I don't remember the names of them off the top of my head because I have to see them to kind of trigger it. It's just not a name I'm particularly familiar with. Like one starts with a W, another one's got an accent mark on it, and So, this gentleman, and this is really cool because this kind of sets the trajectory to how we get to King Boleslav, right? And Mieszko essentially he fights back the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire says, I don't know how I feel about this, and goes and attacks them. And Mieszko decides to start the conversion process into Christianity. And this is huge because we've talked about this before, but Christianity at the time, in that kind of turn of the 10th century, becomes this tool for a lot of these quote-unquote pagan locations in the world to consolidate power for themselves, to say, okay, we are on the frontier of Christendom, and I can essentially use Christianity as a tool to insulate myself from Christendom, but also allow me to get as much plunder, gold, wealth, fame, whatever I want from every direction away from Christendom. So this is what Mieszko does. He does this, he consolidates, but the Holy Roman Empire is already kind of like, well, we were already going to invade you, so how about we just go ahead and do that? Because at this point, what is essentially in this game, the Duchy of Pomerania, Mieszko goes and takes for himself. And this is around when the Holy Roman Empire attacks. And Mieszko goes, nay, 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 and goes and fights back the Holy Roman Empire. That's huge. This is the Holy Roman Empire we're talking about, and this is small, fledgling, just recently established as somewhat of a kingdom, Poland. So he goes and beats him back. And as we get, which is a very common theme for any time a ruler goes to pass on, he splits the land to any kind of sons. But that doesn't happen quite yet. Mieszko hands it over to Boleslav I, Boleslav the Brave, right? You are Boleslav the Bold in this game right here. And this guy is, okay, why did it not pop up? It did a second ago and now it doesn't. There we go. This guy is a badass because the Holy Roman Empire decides to kind of start a three-pronged attack. Now, the Boleslav is in power. He is a king of Poland here, and he has quite a bit of land. We talked about Pomerania. And Poland's geography starts to kind of get weird all the way up into the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, which we're going to jump ahead to that point after we talk about Boleslav here. But essentially, and a lot with Hungary, there's a lot of basically all the way up to this mountain range. You get a land mass of Poland that kind of comes in and out. But the Holy Roman Empire decides to attack, and they don't just attack. They say, well, why don't I also have the Czechs attack? And there's another force from the north, or I don't remember if it has the Prussians attack, I believe it is, from the north. there's a third party that attacks Poland. And King Bolesław basically fights off the Holy Roman Empire and decides to make treaties with the people around the Holy Roman Empire. And by essentially doing exactly what the Holy Roman Empire tried to do to Poland, Poland does back to the Holy Roman Empire and opens a war on 3 fronts, essentially making it so that the Holy Roman Empire cannot fight against Poland, and it gives Poland free reign to expand a little bit down to the Tatra Mountains. Thank you very much, ran so far away. Thank you for joining me from Prague. I'm sure you'll be able to keep this entire history time honest, or Praha, as I believe it is called. So this kind of starts things off to a really good bat, right? Like, you're like, oh man, Poland's doing great. The Piast dynasty is kicking some ass. And you get, again, the kind of unfortunate circumstance where Bolesław splits it in between his sons. His sons split it. There's a lot of issues with duchies and with individual sovereign states. And the church at this time uses it as a time to kind of assert themselves. But unlike most places in Europe, the church for Poland actually promotes nationalism, which is not terribly common, because Poland at the time, by the time you get down to King Bolesław right here, is pretty fractured. You have individual little duchies being held with a lot of strength. There wasn't, from what I've been able to look up, King Bolesław the second here, this guy, the Bold, was not an actual king. He was a duke, from what I've been able to find out. And again, please correct me if I'm wrong there. And this kind of goes on for a handful of centuries. There's an issue with, not hereditary, but how things kind of pass down. And eventually there's a cousin from Hungary who takes a massive chunk of land that was captured by Poland and says, well, now this is actually part of Hungary again. Sorry, no big deal. And eventually all of the male heirs of whatnot of the Piast dynasty die away, and it's just one female. And she marries the Archduke of Lithuania. And Lithuania at the time, you have this Lithuania, but it's much bigger. It's probably more encompassing of this region right here, right up to the Dnieper River, like right around there. And this starts the beginning of the Polish-Lithuania Commonwealth. Not exactly immediately. You have this part where Poland is really still its own sovereign state attached to Lithuania, which is still its own sovereign state. And Lithuania is extremely pagan at the time. So this kind of gives a lot of crazy things to happen, because the marriage starts one of the largest mass conversions in history. Another example of another really good mass conversion would be the Kievan Rus, when they decided to convert to Christianity rather than Islam. And by doing this, they kind of create a front against the Teutonic Order, which essentially comprises of the Duchy of Pomerania, Prussia, and then this region up here, Estonia and Livonia. That's essentially those two pockets that the Teutonic Order had sequestered for themselves during a lot of the Polish turmoil of landmass moving. And the Teutonic Order goes and attacks Lithuania, not Poland, Lithuania, because it's still pagan at the time. And it's recently being converted from paganism into Christendom. And Poland and Lithuania, obviously since they're part of the same whole, fight back against the Teutonic Order at the Battle of Grunwald, one of the more important battles of the what's called like the Northern Crusades, and shut down the Teutonic Order. Eventually, the Teutonic Order becomes a vassal state of Poland and Lithuania, who then eventually just gobble it up. So at its actual height, by the time we get to the point where the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth is created, we have a very large landmass. Prussian Empire has started to kind of come to the rise, but it's kind of more over here, right? Most of this land is all part of that area, and Greater and Lesser Poland, of course. A little bit over here, all the way down to the Black Sea. So this whole kind of curtain becomes this Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. And it's extremely important because this becomes a center of trade, of commerce, of everything. Because this is a time of a lot of anti-Semitism throughout the majority of Europe. And not that Poland didn't have any, it didn't have as much as the rest of the world, because a lot of Jewish refugees were finding their way to Poland. A lot in the beginning portions of this. And because of it, there's always been a growing Jewish presence in Poland. So when this huge kind of anti-Semitism curtain falls over Europe, it becomes a little bit of a haven. But moreover, Polish-Lithuania becomes this huge, crazy spot in Europe that is extremely powerful because they're one of the first nations, not even just of Europe, and it is extremely uncommon of Europe, to have a parliament and an elected king. It's extremely rare, right? And they kind of create a lot of by the 1600s, they create a lot of the tropes that we see in early American history and what eventually goes on to inhabit France and England, right? After their respective reformations or revolutions, whatever it is. And it's really kind of crazy to me because I had no idea that the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, actually the Poland-Lithuanian Commonwealth, yeah, the PLC, had this kind of elected parliamentary like this. 10% of the population were nobles. And nobles that voted for who would actually come to power. That's huge. It's a massive amount of people. To put it into perspective, one video I had watched said that Greek Athens, it was that level of proportionate democracy. So it's a really crazy thing. And because of this, Poland-Lithuania also, since it's this kind of crossroads between what was essentially the Mongol-controlled East and the Western Roman Empire, the Western European powers, you have this massive trade hub, you have this massive cultural exchange, and it leads to a lot of really crazy things. Poland-Lithuania is not ruled over, or is not inhabited by Poles and Lithuanians. It's got Pechenegs, it's got Mongolians, it's got Jews, it's got fucking everything all throughout that Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Now, eventually, as you get into the latter 1600s and 1700s, you get a lot of pressure from Prussia, from the Ottomans, from Russia. You have all this pressure from the west, north, east, south. They're surrounded on all sides. And what eventually happens is the cessation of the state of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. They all decide to attack multiple times at different points. The Mongols were already gone by the time Poland-Lithuania came around. Okay, apologize, Bob. Poland does have a lot of scuffs with the Golden Horde, who had recently capitulated all of the Kievan Rus, and they kind of get dodged the full wrath of it because by the time the Mongolians were doing a lot of the rampaging, they moved south into Hungary, and then What's-His-Nuts dies, and Poland was able to refortify all their forts. So it spares them being completely taken over by the Mongolians. But eventually you just get a lot of aggression from Prussia, from Russia, from the Ottomans, all that kind of action. But yeah, from the Baltic to the Black Sea was this huge location. And the Ottomans chunk out this whole portion over here against the Black Sea, which reduces a lot of their trade. And eventually you get this state that doesn't exist on paper. It exists in culture, in mind, in body, in people. And it causes a lot of revolts. And it's an interesting point in history where the Polish people, who have been completely eradicated from as far as being on a map, right? There's no Poland anymore. It's all part of either Prussia or Russia or Ottomans, whatever it is. So they start these revolts. They make these movements. They make art. They make music. All this stuff to kind of create this nationalism that ends up rising up again and creating Poland once more. Now, I don't know enough of the details of that era to really go into it, but that gives you an idea of the kind of crazy land grabbing and moving of Poland and Poland-Lithuania, and how the Mongols come into it, and then how they have to fight off everyone at all times, all the time. So that's your down and dirty crash course of Polish history, which I'm sure I got plenty of things wrong. I didn't talk about Krakow becoming the capital under Mieszko, and then how that also kind of becomes this whole other thing, and I fucked up a lot of stuff. But still, you get a lot of stuff. And the Cossacks, though, the Cossacks have their own rebellion, which are kind of like cultural Ukrainians at the time. And I probably just got that wrong, so I apologize if anyone is of that descent. But the Cossacks then had a big revolt as well. Cossacks were a huge cultural presence in Poland and Lithuania as well. You know, this is like a really cool shaker cup. Okay, critique time. I love Sneak. I love that they send me cool ass shaker cups, but sometimes maybe it's because I have just barbaric man hands and I just over torque things. But sometimes I just can't get these things to seal properly. And it ends up spilling on myself like a fucking gerbil. Paris, what's up, my man? Absolutely, dude. Thank you very much. Good to see you, brother. But let me write this down. So we're jumping now into the actual showcasing of Royal Courts. So let's take a look at some stuff. And I will also be showcasing some stuff that comes in the free update. I unfortunately don't know the difference between some things. I mean, obviously, I'm going to press this button. We all know this is the Royal Court. So here is your Royal Court. Now remember, Royal Court is only accessible to emperors or kings. I had thought in the dev diaries they were saying duchies had access to it, but it makes sense because a duke does not have access. By the way, it was the Archduchy of Lithuania, and I hope they add archduchies to this game. Yeah, Maslov says Cossacks revolted, but then they got taken over by Russia, and things were as bad as if not worse. Yeah, at one point, like, Poland, Lithuania comes down to like a small little spot, and they had to like explode out from it again. Yeah, I saw his video and listened to the free update, but it just didn't stick. My brain's mush from going over Warhammer 3. So let's go over these three menu tabs here, right? So we have the Royal Court of Kingdom of Poland, Court Grandeur Level 2. Effects of this level unlocks the Bestow Royal Favor Counselor task. We'll go over the new Counselor task in just a second here. Effects from previous levels increased offer vassalage acceptance scaled by grandeur. So Court Grandeur is scaled on these 10 different scales, of course, here, right? And each level gives you different things. So let's just go up to like level 8 here. So this says you need a level of grandeur of 70 or higher, and it gives you certain effects. And you find your court grandeur right over here on the left. So a royal court's grandeur level value shows how famed the court is and unlocks new court grandeur levels as it increases. The values range from 0 to 100 and over time will settle at its baseline value. So your baseline value is this number right here, right? And these are things that are being given to you by all of your court amenities as well as your court language. That establishes your baseline. I believe that is your baseline right there. So baseline is 35. I wish it kind of showed like numbers right here. Like if it said in the blue, it would say like, oh, your court grandeur right now is 15. Actually, no, that's your baseline. That's your baseline, I think. Well, remember I make all these videos about how to play this game and I've clearly just fucked up. But you can go ahead and press these buttons and increase your amenities, and that'll increase certain things. Keep it the level of grandeur numerical instead of descriptive, level 1 instead of... Well, there's a lot of other stuff, Jose, that is descriptive, and we'll go over that in just a second here. So, again, here's your court grandeur, here's your court type, and your court type is going to be dependent upon your ethos. Every single ethos has got 2 court types it can pull from. So, our ethos, I don't remember off the top of my head, I think it's like... court types for... Oh, we're courtly ethos. There it is. So, the patch and everything comes out tomorrow, guys. So if you do want to pick up and support the channel, you can purchase Royal Courts through my Nexus store. Here's a link right now in chat. So you can go ahead and use that if you'd like. But this just... You get a Steam key, so anything you would have gotten from Steam, you'd get through here. So here are your court types for courtly, and we'll go through the ethoses in a second because that's part of this DLC as well. And so your diplomatic court, which has these different levels of grandeur bonuses, right? So the first one, increased offer vassalage, tyranny gain, counselor opinion, max personal scheme. Diplomacy is key to garnering the respect of your peers and keeping the realm at peace. A pleased vassal is a loyal vassal. Courtiers gain the diplomatic courtier traits, increasing their diplomacy. And that obviously has different tiers to it. Yes, Mateus will show everything. Scholarly court here has inspired characters will arrive at court more frequently. So inspired characters are individuals that are going to be creating for you any kind of artifacts. Artifacts, they have aspirations that they want to apply, stuff like that. But you also get like courtier and guest opinion increase, monthly lifestyle experience increase, learning per level of fame. Courtiers and guests get learning +1, and then scholarly courtier. You can see how those bonuses all kind of push themselves together. And then it costs you 500 to change your court type. Now looking at your amenities here. Wow. My brain just went all funky. Wow. Sorry, guys. Yeah, by the way, I did not see that. Learning per level of fame +1. That's pretty nice. That's very nice. So you get your different amenities. We'll go down from the bottom all the way up. Thank you very much to whoever just did whatever just happened. Hey, Edie. So much to play this month. Cheers for the previews. Looking forward to seeing what they've done with this DLC. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it, Edie. And thank you for the donation. Good to see you around. But let's look at fashion. So you have different levels to it. So here's last century fashion, which has no effect but no cost. Then you go into outmoded, and that it's going to have an associated monthly maintenance cost. The owner is going to get prestige, court grandeur bonus, but then the courtiers and guests get prestige bonuses as well. We'll progress this all the way up here to Hodokotari, I think is what it's pronounced. Increases your monthly maintenance by 1. So here's my monthly maintenance, right? Court amenities right now cost 1.58. If I were to press this, it now jumps up to 2.11, right? Because we're adding 1.05 onto that 1.58. But here's the bonus at the top level. Monthly prestige increase of 8%, court grandeur 16, and prestige gain of 1.6 a month. This court is considered a stylistic innovator. Servants dress like the other realm's rulers, and their liege will be immortally known for their dress sense. Of course, you have a little node denoting, but it also tells you like how it's going to affect your court grandeur and baseline and everything. So you have to kind of pick and choose what you want to increase. You look at your overall monthly income and say, okay, well, we got 6.1. Let's spice this up and get a little bit more fashionable, right? Or we look at food, let's put a little bit better food on the plate. Well, that's 2.11. We've just increased things a little bit more across the board. Looking at food, again, maintenance costs no. Owner, the feast activity reduces less stress. But at the top end, maintenance 1.05. Everything's on the same linear scale of maintenance. So it goes by 0.26, 0.26, 0.27, whatever that increase is. So it increases pretty linearly on the same one, on the same scale for everything. But looking again at the top end of food, exotic food, the feast activity reduces more stress. Disease resistance, health, small boost, court grandeur bonus +16. That's for you as the leader. Then all the courtiers have stress loss +40%, and they also get a disease resistance small boost. I actually don't know, Mateo. I have not looked at that. So for lodgings, no effect, no harm, no foul, basically. For max side here, guests are more likely to stay longer. Guest acceptance to join your schemes in your court as an agent is +20. Court grandeur bonus +16, and then completed inspiration quality has a good chance of improvement. Stress gain 20%. So if you say, you know what, I'm not going to focus so much on feasts, so we'll keep this here. But I want to have really good artifacts being made, or I want good inspiration quality. Well, then I'm going to pop up my small lodgings, right? That's how you kind of would weigh that difference there. For servants, no cost, no harm, no foul. But as you go higher, this one's pretty interesting. So guest recruitment cost -50% at the top end. Personal scheme power +16. Hostile scheme resistance +16. Court grandeur bonus 16. But courtiers and guests get personal scheme power increase of 8 and hostile scheme resistance of 8. That's not always good if their personal scheme is to attack you. So it's interesting that your servants kind of create this role play mechanic of, yeah, you know, there's more servants, they cater to everyone, so your courtiers can now kind of ply their trade in court and try to disenfranchise or completely boot someone out of court or whatever it is. But because there's more servants, you're also both vulnerable and resistant because of it, you know, right? Like you get a personal resistance of 16, which is great, but it's just kind of cool they get a boost too, even if they're trying to attack you with it. Benefits to guests yet, there is none. They can stay longer, and their acceptance to join you is higher. So those are just the basics right there. You also have your court language. This is kind of tricky, right? You kind of, like, as you go in, you see more languages. Like right here, we see High German. I click it, but as you scroll in, we see Lashitic. I don't really know. You get that one? But you can go Maiar, you can go Eastern Slavic. And this gives you, Grandest Royal Court has got that, right? So you're helping to increase basically the native language that is being said in your court. And it also increases a new thing called cultural acceptance, which is different than popular opinion. No, Chris, it's not a typo, man. You keep saying bald. It's not bald, bro. But then you also got your inventory. This is where all of your artifacts are made and held. But you've also got those same artifacts represented in your actual court. So let's go ahead and click this, and we can see some locations we can place artifacts. It doesn't look like you can make Polish yet, Matt. And maybe it's because I don't know how to set it up like that. So then you've got your house banner and your dynasty banner, which is pretty cool. And it's got some really nifty little things here, right? So if you fulfill the requirements, well, we belong to the House of Piast, then boom, there we go. So that is now hanging above my throne, or the dynasty banner over here. Boom, there we go. So you've got all the things, like, so if you say get a book, you can put up a book here, pedestal for maybe a chalice or something like that. Lech, okay. Thank you, Pierogi. And I've had those, they're really good. But you also have claims. So you can get claims to certain artifacts that have maybe been stolen from you from war, or maybe because you've married into a certain situation, whatever it is, you can have claims to artifacts and try to pull them into your court. Dread Legion asks, is it just artifacts? Can you equip regular items like full plate and longsword? No, but you will have basically full plate and longsword poorly made items. When you get inspirations going in, like, oh, I'm a weaponsmith, I'll make you a weapon, and they make you like a shitty dagger, it's basically like a common dagger, like, it's kind of the same, but not really. So you've got that. Yeah, we've talked about Lech, how he is one of the 3 founders of Poland, or one of the 3 founders of the Slavic groups over here. But we also now have the new culture system. Oh, Commando. So, you have got your ethos. Let's press diverge culture. So here are all of the different ethoses you have access to, right? And it depends upon what you want to focus on. This is definitely a Whoop band. This is a Whoop 4.0. And you get stuff like bellicose if you want to focus more on war, right? So this is going to give all of your Polish characters an increase to their prowess, their men-at-arms, recruitment costs, their maintenance. All Polish holdings get levy size increases. Or, I, for some reason, want to call this stoic, even though I know it's stoic. So stoic, disease resistance, health boost, stress gain reduction, friendly fatal casualties reduction, defender advantage. All these things are bureaucratic. Spiritual, and of course they fit a theme, right? It's going to match what is going to be maybe your predominant stat focus, if you want to think of it that way. Egalitarian. and then communal. Wooden culture and relics / artifacts mean that learning education will get more important. It is pretty important, but we'll talk about why. So you would then just choose whatever ethos you'd like, and then you have, as part of this ethos, certain things that are unchangeable. Well, not unchangeable, but you can set. So right now we just have this language because it is basically the Polish deviation of High German, but the Polish language is fucking crazy. They're martial custom. Martial custom is the cultural pillar that determines what genders can act as commanders or knights. So you have to unlock these laws to have equal or women only. And then the aesthetics. So right now our aesthetic is Polish, which architecture is continental European, fashion, coat of arms, and military equipment are all in a set block. So basically getting different aesthetics allows for a different look all the way around. And it depends upon what kind of divergence you're making between two cultures and what have you. Since we're pretty much diverging from Polish, strictly as Polish, then there's not much we can do here with our aesthetics. If there was a different mixing into our culture, we could pull from a different aesthetic pool. But this then goes into traditions. So here are all the traditions here. And some are like specific, right? Like Coney, you get the xenophilic. Okay, I was like, that doesn't really make sense historically, but then I saw that it was philic. This culture embraces everyone and is genuinely fascinated by all cultures. Staunch traditionalists. So the stubborn trait is more common. Convert to local culture, decision cost plus 300%. Creating a hybrid culture requires 100% more cultural acceptance. It is also much harder to hybridize this culture. So looking at that really quick, cultural acceptance is new. Cultural acceptance measures how accepting two cultures are of each other. Primarily, it affects how much opinion is reduced between characters of different culture. It also affects popular opinion. So in the past, we just had popular opinion, and cultural acceptance is now basically the popular opinion between two cultures outside of you. Because popular opinion has really been what that specific location feels towards you as the ruler. Now you've got how each individual culture feels towards each other. So that's why it's kind of important. Yes, and hybridizing said, if you hybridize, can you pick an ethos as you like, or just from the two you hybridize from? Ethos we're talking about? I believe ethos you can set however you want. It's the traditions you would have the ability to kind of pull from at a cheaper rate, I believe it is. Is it hard to conquer the entire world? Yes. Yes, it is. So you've got a bunch of different traditions, right? So here's a regional one. Mountaineer ruralism. Zbjornash. Sorry, I know I mispronounced the shit out of that, but here's some men-at-arms here. The quarries line of buildings have additional bonuses. Hill farm line of building have additional bonuses. So you can see that you get certain regional traditions, certain rituals. And again, these are going to be all based off of certain situations, right? Social. If you want me to look at any of these, please, by all means, just go ahead and let me know. Say, hey, I really want to know what Northern Stories does. Well, here you go. Culture must be of Northern Germanic heritage. There you go. Drinking vodka? I mean, you should be able to, right? You get warfare. There's a whole bunch here as well. Highland warriors. And you get realm. All these as well. So you have a ton of traditions. What is this? 53, 70, or 81, 95, 96 total traditions, and that are available to me on this playthrough right now. There are more traditions that are you know, there's going to be different regional ones, different social warfare, ritual, and realm depending upon where you are. Life is just a joke? Sure, which one was it? Probably in social. Life is just a joke. The gregarious, content, cynical, and fickle traits give increased opinion towards characters of the same culture. Characters of this culture lose stress on receiving a declaration of war. I like to just kind of laugh in their face. And and then characters take a bolder action and it's harder to make them intimidated or terrified. This culture would chuckle on the chopping block with an axe above its head. I like that. Yeah, if you're going to play the DLC, make a new save. For sure, make a new save. Trust me. Rowinger, I didn't see your donation, dude, but thank you very much, man. I just saw that you did 100 Norwegian kronu. Thank you, brother. And you too, Daniel Collins, for the three poundaroos. What's eye for an eye? The vengeful trait is more common. The vengeful trait is seen as positive, while the forgiving trait is looked down upon. Rivalries are more common. Hostile scheme success chance versus rivals plus 15. All Polish characters natural dread plus 10. So you have a lot of cool stuff here. You can change, of course, what that. So right now, you can change what your. This is the color for Polish. I could change it to like that if I wanted, right? Just a stark purple. So you can do whatever you want when it comes to. You can change the name here. So I can change the name, the collective noun of them, and the prefix. The prefix. So you have a lot of cool things you can choose from. Man, Asus, that'd be really cool to do like a Spartan style playthrough. And I think I might actually try that. Dude, Garudin says, damn, I was so focused on Warhammer 3 that I completely forgot this was coming out as well. Dude, you have... I've squeezed this in to the videos that I have planned for Warhammer 3. I'm going to do an overview, like a guide of Grandeur and the Royal Court. But... David B. Oh shit, no. $5 donation. I was debating whether to avoid any of these Royal Court streams so I could discover the new stuff on my own, but I decided I need some Monday CK3. Well, thank you very much, man. I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys about Royal Courts. Because... And we still have some more stuff to go through in culture, so I'll bring that back up. I think Royal Courts is really good, and I think it's really cool. My problem with Royal Courts is, and it's not even a problem, I'm trying to think of how to word this. I like that. If you've been playing Crusader Kings 3 up to this point, this will present you with a lot of fun things culturally, and the Royal Court system is a lot of fun. But the bones of how this game plays will not change. I played through like a bit of a Polish campaign over the weekend, and for all intents and purposes, the game plays almost exactly the same with the added kind of interludes with the Royal Court. And if you're not in a location which has a ton of cultural upheaval, then you'll find that the new culture system is great, and I love that you can cater things, but you'll find that you don't interact with it as much. You would only interact with it if you have a very specific mindset of how you want traditions to kind of play out in your culture, which is totally fine, right? It's needed that, because the cultural system in the game has always been, of CK3 has been very static and very bland. But I'm just saying that by and large, the military system is going to be exactly the same. There's still bare bones stuff. So everything in this shot right here, fun, awesome, great, cool. Everything outside of it, India, China, the Middle East, Africa, are fun in that they are unique, but not fun in that there is still not much to do with any Islamic play. Any non-Christian playthrough is still kind of very, very bare bones. The Islamic faiths still need more to them. The clan system needs more to it. So this is a fucking great DLC, and it's really fun because I feel like you take a lot more personal ownership of your playthroughs, because you feel like you are actually the king of this location, and you're affecting and changing this location in a way that is specific to you and your playthrough. But anyone who wants to focus on non-Western European locations is going to find that the game will play almost 100% the same. Of course, the counter argument to that is, with the new culture system, you get to have so much more fun in these culturally dense areas that have way more cultures to kind of diverge into and pick apart and choose and go into. But most of Western Europe culturally pulls from, like, oh, you know, hey, it's the Frankish culture, like stuff like that. It's a little bit more flat on the west side compared to the east. And I want archduchies. But let me show you guys this too. So you can press Reform Polish, and I can add establish more traditions, right? If I'm fine with this stuff up here, or if I just want to change, I mean, you can jump to a different ethos, and you know, it doesn't show you here. Like if I wanted to jump to, I could cheat right now and show you what the other courts are, the court systems are, but oh no, they do get the court stuff. Solomon asked here, just so you know, yeah, this is an Islamic court, obviously, but I'm just saying there's nothing that makes this court any different than a Western European faction, is my point. Well, that's not terribly fair. There's still things that make it different. I just mean that I want to see more mechanics around Islam. I want to see more mechanics around being in this area. Well, I'm not crying, David. This is, like I said, still, it's really, really fun. It adds a lot of layers and makes your playthroughs very unique and cool. I'm just saying, please don't jump into this DLC expecting to have this game play drastically different. I want to just not create expectations, but just let you know, hey man, you're jumping into a game that now has more to it. Not an entirely different game in the way Stellaris kind of feels, right? I feel like every major DLC the Stellaris jumps out, I'm like, fuck man, I gotta relearn this game right now. This isn't, I don't have to relearn Crusader Kings 3. I now have more layers into Crusader Kings 3. But artifacts we'll be able to see in just a little bit as we kind of play through. Yeah, filling out rather than drastic changes. Really good way to put it, Ryan. So that is pretty much everything for the DLC in a really kind of condensed format. I know I covered so much in this little opening portion, and we went off into little tangents here and there, but hopefully you have a good idea now of kind of what's included in this DLC kind of going forward here. Do you lose your court if you lose a war and lose your kingdom but don't die? If you become a duke down from a king, you lose your court, but it kind of just, it gets shut down. If you become that king again, your court reopens. Definitely me. Although, I don't even know how to Gidges be, whatever your name is. This is a hard to pronounce name, brother. Gihis. There are terribly hard achievements for this. They're really, really hard ones. No, only... Well, you can get artifacts as non-kings, but only kings have courts. Kings and emperors. Change it to the scholar tree. I haven't checked. Oh, scholar tree. Here we go. Spilling everywhere, man. Just piss me off. Is it because it's not tight? Like, what is the problem here? I mean, it's a lid. We've been having these around for years. New Dynasty Legacy tree, not any different than the one they already changed. Oh, so it's geese? Just clear your throats to pronounce it. What is it? What language is it? Yes, there are new men-at-arms. Oh, no more like the English guy, not the French. Okay. Oh, it's Dutch. Never mind. I'm not even gonna attempt that shit. How hard is it to create your own culture? It's not particularly hard. It just costs you a lot of renown. So it's going through the scholar tree real quick. That doesn't look new or different at all. Learning per devotion may be plus... I think it might have been +1 before. Yeah, Mateus, it'll always be there, man. You can always go to that, and even if I don't have Crusader Kings on my actual page, you can type it in the search box and buy anything. Yes, prestige. Sorry, Emperor of Nothing. There's a scholar trait. Oh, also language. Yeah. Language. So you can learn additional languages. I think you can learn up to 5. So it's a new scheme now. Attempt to learn King Solomon's Maiar language, improving the attitude of all who speak that language towards you. Current foreign language limit, 1 of 3. And that is based off your learning, I believe. You can only comfortably remember a set amount of languages. If you exceed this limit, you will either have to forget a language or suffer from stress. The language spoken by your culture does not count towards this limit. This limit is determined by, everyone has a base of 1, every 5 points of learning increase it by 1, the open-minded perk increases it by 2, the smooth operator perk increases it by 1, and the language scholars increases it by 1, Dynasty Legacy. So you have also, you've already experienced this in your playthrough, where people in your court will speak different languages, and it'll sometimes say, hey, this person speaks this language, do you want to learn it? Prior to this, it didn't have any effect on you. Now it does. It just was simply like, oh, it just helps popular opinion. Now this helps cultural opinion, popular opinion, and you get a new language under your repertoire. Rob, I read that one. It looked pretty fucking hard. The AI will absolutely create new cultures. I think it'll probably happen in the scant beginning portions of this game. So let me go through the royal court here, and we'll hold court. In order to be a successful ruler, I must actually rule on the various dilemmas and situations which arise within my sphere of influence. Now, you don't need to do this. It's entirely up to you. And moreover, you don't even need to do any of the royal court dilemmas that pop up throughout your playthrough if you don't want to. Let's go ahead and press it. Any new legacies? We can check most mayor. Sitting on my throne, I gesture for my guards to open the doors of the hall. A stream of people file in, some lining up in front of my throne, while others move out of the way so they can simply observe the proceedings. After several moments, all movement in the chamber has ceased, all faces turn towards mine expectantly. In front of me, I count 3 petitioners lined up in an orderly row, waiting for me to call on them. Gesture for the first in line to approach. Before the court is underway, my chancellor pulls me aside. To my surprise, he is brandishing a garish sock. My lord, there will be so many attending your court. I know you are somewhat challenged in remembering every face and from whence it hails. I propose a solution. We require all at the court to wear dress, which includes local style recognizable to all. He foists a gauntlet at me. For those without clear regional fashions, I have taken the liberty of hiring a tailor who can suggest some new traditional garb for them to wear. And I don't know why, in a Polish court that all speaks Polish languages, that's how the chancellor sounds, but it was the first thing that came to my mind. In fact, this guy doesn't even look like he would sound like that. So, didn't spend the most time looking at it. I never forget a face, I shall be fine, which has this effect. You confuse guests upon their arrival, or possibly, you do not falter in your guests. In greeting guests, you gain 6 grandeur, and you gain 30 or 300 diplomacy lifestyle experience. Yes, exactly. That's the best thing about this is, if you really read these, they're pretty funny. They're pretty ridiculous. Like, he's brandishing a garish sock. He wants your guests to have sock puppets. I'm certain my guests will wear such raiment proudly. Or, forget my guests, have the tailor design me an exquisite outfit. Let's see, you gain 10 core grandeur, you gain honey-colored gust artifact. Let's go ahead and do this, because it gives us a possible artifact and we can talk about it. Yes, those guards, see look, this guard is Count Tatamir of Sandomierz. Oh my god, I forgot to go over there's new court positions. So sorry, guys. We'll go over that too. You become the owner of Moose Fur Blouse. Mouse fur. Whoops. Let's go into that. My vassal Count Michael, or I'm sorry, isn't that L is a W, right? So Michael takes a turn bending my ear before the assembled court. Glorious liege, give me the honor of caring for items of the royal treasury and armory. I will not let you down. I suppose these jobs have yet to be done. I suppose these jobs have to be done by somebody. So you have the job. This would appoint him as an antiquarian. So that's one of the new court positions. There is a lot of court positions we're going to go over in just a bit. Michael will be pronounced Santa Myos? What? We need other talents present. You appoint as your bodyguard. See, now what I don't like about this, or you appoint him as your court jester to insult him, or you are unsuited to such a post. Now what I don't like about this, I have no idea what he is good and good at, not good at. He might be a good antiquarian. It doesn't tell me whether or not he is, because they have an aptitude that tells you whether or not they are good or bad at something. So, probably 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Albert, or 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I could appoint him as my bodyguard here, and maybe we'll just do that. He doesn't necessarily seem like the best bodyguard in the world, but so his learning does not dictate whether or not he's a good antiquarian, Emperor of Nothing. It's interesting. We'll go. You know what? We'll do antiquarian. We'll do what he wants. We'll go over it in a bit. The peasant in front of me seems to explode with excitement. My lord, the miracles, the holiness, we have been blessed! His enthusiastic ramblings are confusing, but I finally get the gist of it. He wants me to sponsor the cult of a local saint who has recently died in Mikhailovo. Pelka was a miracle maker in life, known for changing the wine he drank into water and preaching to the birds. His tomb attracting devoted visitors from all over the realm. Makes this guy a temple. Oh, makes that location a temple holding, and I spend 250 devotion to do so, and increases the devotion level in Dobrzhin. I think that's how you pronounce that. I apologize if not. I shall eradicate this blasphemous nonsense right away. I gain devotion and dread. I don't care about these superstitions. Slay the beast. Mouse eaten local greedy ruler. Huh, interesting. You know, it's interesting. Okay, we'll go over it in a sec. I don't want any dread. Is it really Dobrzhin? It looked like Dobzha to me. We'll eradicate it. We'll eradicate it because I looked at chat. That's what someone says. As the last petitioner departs, various courtiers follow them out of the room, having business to attend elsewhere. Others remain, talking amongst themselves about the recent proceedings. Soon the ceremonial formality of the proceedings has dropped away entirely, with the hum and bustle of a normal courtly life taking its place. My business here is done. So, I'm so sorry. It's a game called, the DLC is called Royal Courts, and I didn't even show off the Royal Court portion of it, like the actual thing. So I apologize, guys. So you have got new court positions. See, look at this. This aptitude is terrible. And these court positions include court physician. So let's go ahead and press this plus button. So effects vary on aptitude. And hovering over aptitude, the aptitude of a character determines how efficient they are at a specific court position. Aptitude is measured in 5 levels, ranging from terrible to excellent. It goes terrible, poor, average, good, excellent. Those are your 5 levels. A character's aptitude level decides the bonuses the liege gets for employing the court position. For example, a character that is a renowned physician will naturally be better equipped to serve as a court position. Fucking duh. But that is the only thing that I think tells me what their aptitude is based off of are those traits. Because look at this. Trying a Frost Whisperer here, who I would think would be a great I mean, she's an administrator and she's got 17 learning. Maybe she'd be a pretty good court physician. Nope, poor. I mean, it says right here, her aptitude learning skill plus 20, plus 29. I mean, that's pretty sizable. So it's not very easy to get aptitude is what I'm saying. It's not just simply the main stat, which you would have thought it would be before. It's mainly based off of their traits and that main stat. So don't look at someone with 17 learning and go, that's going to be a good court physician. Because like I've said before, it's not just that main stat like it used to be. You used to just be able to put someone with high learning in court position and they would become a really good physician over time getting the traits, but it's not simply that way. So you do have those things to kind of contend with when it comes to their aptitude level. So then let's take a look at Master of the Horse. So this guy, he has got 15 martial and he's got 15 prowess. So let's hover over this. So his martial skill, his prowess, and busy ruling also all contribute to his aptitude. So his busy ruling is reducing it, right? But Daniel Collins, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like my streams are very candid and I can tell you guys or talk about anything because that's the kind of the power of talking to what looks like what is a webcam. It feels anonymous, right? I didn't know I could hover over that right there to tell me the aptitude until just right now. The whole weekend I was playing this going, how the fuck do I find out the aptitude? I know it's good, but what tells me that it's good? And I'm like hovering over this, waiting to see a little tooltip that tells me how to find it out. I didn't think of just hovering over it. I'm not smart, but man, can I sound smart. You guys say oof. You guys say oof like it was common sense, but it wasn't at the time. I was going over everything. I even was like asked Surreal, I'm like, dude, how do I fucking find it? I can't find it. And Surreal was busy this weekend, so he couldn't help me out. Really, Duck, it shows you all factors. See how it says busy ruling minus 20? But it shows you exactly why, like what the effects of that aptitude level are. And then if I hover over this, it shows me that position, what its effects are, including also the range based off of aptitude. So poor at 1% or excellent at 8%. I throw up in my mouth. Monthly court grandeur change 5% to 20%. Court grandeur bonus 0 to 2. Liege requirements, highest held titles greater or equal to kingdom rank. Revoking this court position will cause effect on the Master of the Horse, prestige increase. So the guy who gets this, he gets a prestige increase. But the Master of the Horse requirement is not imprisoned and is your direct vassal. Also, you've got two different types of common and royal. So guys, remember when I was like, oh, I just found out that that's how you found out aptitude? I couldn't find out what the difference between common and royal thing here is. Like, okay, does... It seems like, okay, royal... Okay, that has an effect on grandeur bonus. But that doesn't have an effect on grandeur bonus. What's the difference between royal and common? It's the requirement. Liege requirement. So all of these royal ones have liege requirements. Highest held title is greater or equal to kingdom rank. Could you excuse me, Ninja? What are you doing, man? I'm trying to stream here and coming in here all barking at me. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Out of here. Give me a second. It's live, bro. Yeah, I know it's live, Cave. That's the point. Ninja wants to eat. Let me feed Ninja real quick. I know. I'm high as fuck right now. Calm down, Fire Scorpion. You're live. But basically, being a royal title has a requirement that says highest held title is greater or equal to kingdom rank. For me, not the position. So Kings have access to certain positions in court. Emperors have access to more. And we can confirm that by doing this. Look at that. Now we get special. Touch like this, a chief eunuch. That special one is because of our culture as Byzantine. So you get special things here. Also, if I was a duke going to court positions, I only get the common court positions. Royal ones come with a king. You know, I don't like cats. I'm fucking allergic as shit. But I like animals. So let me feed Ninja really quick. It takes me 2 seconds. Oh. Okay. So, those are our new court positions. I apologize. Brandon, we definitely will. What I'm going to be doing is, because there's so many marketing embargoes for Warhammer, I'm going to play Warhammer 3 up into the launch, and then I'm going to switch into a Crusader Kings 3 playthrough. So, important though to note too, all these core positions cost a bit of money. It's no longer a free little ditty here. Throne stuff is paid. Thank you, Colin. I was not aware. But I'm covering pretty much everything as DLC and FLC, and I apologize if I don't know 100% which things are which. Traditions is FLC too. Thank you. So, like, can you make an enemy king your court jester? I mean, technically you could. You absolutely could. If you captured them and then you got him to rescind his kingship because you took over his kingship and he's your direct vassal, you could make him your court jester if you so wanted to. Let's go down to, you also get executioners, which is pretty cool. And take a look at this. Execution requirements. So basically it has to be a criminal. So at least one of these. You have a valid imprisonment reason on them, is imprisoned by you, or you have a strong hook on them. Something's wrong that you have got to do that, you know? A lot of renown? Prestige? Special guy? Fame and prestige? Or are you talking about renown here? If you want to get a lot of renown, have a lot of kids, marry those kids off, and let them go become sovereign dukes, kings, and emperors in different locations. If they're your direct vassal and a duke, they do not contribute to your renown. There's something that's wrong in that statement. I know it, but basically they need to be independent rulers. They need to be separate from you. So if you go and send your your son off into a matrilineal marriage into a different location, he'll go and become a duke over there, or whatever he goes and becomes in a different location, that he is an independent ruler. Or you can grant his independence, whatever it is, but you basically, they can't be your direct vassals. Some roles are restricted to gender, yes, but I think that only depends upon, actually, I don't think so. It might just be dependent upon your actual ruling. No, actually, it doesn't look like it. But I was going to say it might be dependent upon your kingdom's laws. Yeah, well, talked about early access on stream. It was exclusive for content creators. Yeah, but we didn't get early access until very recently. And this is the only early access day. Tomorrow the game comes out. We were only able to show it today. Spiffing Brit got like a special one. Oh yeah, well, court eunuch can't be a woman. So yeah, they're obviously certain things. Like, I think it's if it's like the trade itself, you know? So the other thing here are new decisions. So stuff like commission an artifact, hire a local artisan to create an artifact for you, search for a physician, which we'll just press right now. Also, if you just don't have anyone of good aptitude, you can press this, scrape the barrel. My royal court is bereft of skilled individuals to fill the many court positions needed to maintain a thriving kingdom. My household lacks the grandeur it deserves. Perhaps the solution here lies in the most likely of places. Let's do this. I've not done it. Oh, that was fast. My sweep through Krakow has dragged that guy to see me. The man appears to see more than his fair share of conflict and cruelty in this world, and wears the reminders of every fist and blade which bashed and cut him down. Despite his affliction, it has been brought to my attention that he is a skilled con man, making his fortune by swindling the locals of every penny they can bleed. Their cunning and sleight of hand would do well at my side, listening to the many whisperers that come about at court and raining justice upon those wronged from the crown. So, okay, well, it says I can appoint him as court tutor, but it doesn't tell me what his aptitude is in that role. Which, yeah, go fetch me someone else. This guy's about to die. Skilled scholar, someone educated in the written language in spite of its low position in life. So he could be the High Almoner. So, aptitude, what I would like to see here on this tooltip, and why aptitude was so kind of shrouded for me at first, is this says based on aptitude, all these things. For this specific court position, put aptitude, learning plus associated learning perks, whatever it is, so that I kind of know what the hell's going on. This is scraping the bottom of the barrel so hard that he's dead. Or disappear without a trace. Interesting. Maybe that's just the way it is. Or he's an executioner. We'll make him a High Almoner. See how it goes. You also have the ability here to develop a capital, host a grand feast, order a mass eviction. Every guest leaves your court due to your severe lack of lodgings. You may also have to evict unimportant courtiers. Find High German linguist. So if I don't know a language of the court, I can learn it. And you have your major decisions up here as well. Apparently this guy's now in my court. Oh. Okay, so he's alive. Oh, he's incestuous. Good! And his aptitude is average. Yes. No. That's right. Develop capital is linked to that. You're right. I thought I had seen it on more things is why. Yeah, unlocks a develop capital decision. Sorry. I thought I had seen it on different rulers. And that's why in my brain I was like, oh, it's a new... We've got that decision outside of the perk now? But I'm just stupid. Courtiers, court positions. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, the courtiers thing here has been organized a little bit better. So you've got... Guests are always at the very top, and your courtiers are below it, and they give you better contextual clues as to who is good at what, right? Ooh, a competent schemer, even though it's only 12. This guy here, a competent commander. There's experienced commander, there's expert commanders, different verbiage here that gives you better context clues as to what kind of guest this character is, or what kind of character this guest can be. And also going into our council, we get 3 new council actions. So this right here is Bestow Royal Favor. Will be assigned to Bestow Royal Favor. Affects prestige plus 0.3 per month. Counselor's diplomacy skill plus 0.3. Vassal prestige increased by 0.5. Opinion increase. Counselor's diplomacy skill, court grandeur, so on and so forth. You get those cool little ditties right there. This guy is just mad at me. Now you get promote cultural acceptance, which is different than promote culture. Culture will convert the culture, versus cultural acceptance will allow 2 cultures to live more in harmony. As you can see here, cultural acceptance gain 0.66 a year. And then we also get manage royal guards. So once we increase our court grandeur, we'll be able to do this. Let's do stylist. No, didn't we already increase that? I want better lodgings too. No, we gotta make a decision here. Decent food will be good. And we'll do more servants. Do that. And we're good here. Negotiate some alliance. Who wants a court position? Oh yeah, I guess we'll kind of go through these really quick. Now we'll actually play the game. Sorry guys, I just wanted to show off as much of this as I could rather than actually play. Now we'll play and have some fun here. So what time is it? We literally spent an hour going through every little thing. So I apologize. This guy is a hero of a diplomat. And he would make an amazing vassal, which he already is. Guinness, I'll probably be working on videos for the next. Oh my god, look at this guy. Oh, need to get rid of him. I mean, his name's Odon, which is sick and all, but oof. Oh. Oh, he is terrible. He is dragging me down. But I have to work on some stuff for the upcoming Warhammer 3 embargoes. But I will jump back into playing this more. The Warhammer 3's embargoes have been pretty demanding, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, he's good enough for a steward. Marshal, that guy is absolute garbage. So vassal and knight. Oh, good. He's deceitful. Nothing like a deceitful marshal to really kind of seal in the flavor. Actually, no, we'll put this guy because he wants to be sweet. This is my brother and my heir. Well, not for long. Vassal. Well, Charna Frost Whisperer. I mean, you kind of shy and you're ambitious. Ooh, Dylan Gregarious and Arbitrary. We'll do that one. Duke, it's okay. Can you even do anything else? No, you're terrible. How are you my brother? Yeah, I mean, I'd love to kill the bishop. And my wife should actually be... on my playthrough, she had super high intrigue. Let's start the scheme. We'll start it up. Any new cosmetics in the barbershop? Not that I know, and it's mainly because I don't know a lot of them off the top of my head. But let's attack something. Let's start us off with a little attack. Prussia or Pomerania, guys? What are we taking over first? My big goal whenever I play Poland is do this. Make the Southern Baltic Empire as fast as I can. Which is kind of reminiscent of the portions of the Polish-Lithuania Commonwealth, which would also have extended down here into the Black Sea. Oh, you know what we need to do first, actually, is this. We're going to go on a pilgrimage. Oh, you can't be my antiquarian anymore? Why? Is it too fucking cool? What we'll do is... I don't know your request. I'd be glad to call you an ally. Yes, you would. What we'll do is... I have a wife, too. Yeah. Everything's good there. Add engineers to your temples? Is this a joke? Are you fucking with me right now? Talking about a royal architect? What kind of guys are good at any of this stuff? Average good. Master of Horse is good here. My marshal is sometimes really good as Master of Horse. Master of the Hunt. Yeah, I'll put him as Master of Horse. Because it helps out with knight effectiveness, and that's always nice. Yeah, right, he actually asked for it, and he's no longer... He's like, no, not for me. Okay. 0.34. And see, this just starts to add up. We're at 0.48. She's good at that. Might as well do it. Oh, okay. You son of a bitch. You tricked me. Cupbearer. What is this based off of? It's based off of his diplomacy skill. That's going to give court grandeur change and court grandeur bonus. Chance of stopping poison murder schemes. This guy's so good. Why is he a knight? I guess he's not terrible as a knight. I mean, in my opinion, do not jump into appointing a ton of these unless you get like this guy. Okay, this guy's excellent. So I'm definitely appointing excellent. But, what's this? His court musician. I mean, he's also great at that, too. So people can, they can hold multiple positions, which I actually did not know. I thought they could only hold one, and it would overwrite. Oh, he's already the High Almoner. Excellent. I'm excellent at remembering things. Yeah, that's another thing, too, is court tutor. I don't really have... Just throw up my mouth again. Don't have a good tutor here. And tutor, look at that. I mean, I've got a guy with really high learning skill, but he can't fall into that. Court jester, he's great at that. What is this? So it's because he's gregarious and he's a poet. This is actually a really good save. I'm gonna use this save for the video. Royal courts. Court positions. Seneschal. What's this based off of? Stewardship skill. Court jester, bodyguard. Again, it's probably gonna be, yeah, prowess. Bodyguard. Personal champion. I had my son as my personal champion in my playthrough. We'll invite some knights too. Might as well do some of that. Oh, we'll go on a pilgrimage first. And we will probably go somewhere else. Good lord. Oh, this is gonna make me... No longer on cooldown, so we can go on that later. We'll start a quick little war here, because basically you go on a pilgrimage to get to a higher level of piety, which then allows you to do wars on duchies, because that's the big thing, right? Holy wars on duchies. Like right now, we can only do this for individual counties, which is still not a bad one. We'll do that. Put that here. Raise all these men-at-arms. Pomerania we will do, but we can't do the duchy yet. All right, core position. What? Why do you leave? Oh, I think they really can only hold one. Yeah, I don't know why. Huh. Alright, so some court position action here. Let's go with Rachel, because she has Mystic, Astute, Intellectual, and she's got high, what's it called? Learning. Oh, good high intrigue, too. An alternative medication. You spend 100 devotion to do so. This guy doesn't seem like he'd be good at all. See, like, again, I wish it showed me his aptitude for it. But let's look at what she is now. So her aptitude is poor. I have made a bad choice. I mean, in previous Crusader Kings 3, she would have been on point, right? So what makes her aptitude poor? Mystic is only a 10 and her learning skill is 28. So I wonder then... So for anyone who wonders, like, hey, how do you know all these things? Because I'm, like, kind of weird. Okay, so his learning skill is 0. That's 20. So I think the threshold between being terrible and poor is 20 right now. Her aptitude is... Why does it say poor here and average here? Interesting. Yeah, she's... But, okay, but look at this guy. His aptitude is because of his learning skill, it puts it all the way up to plus 60. So... Where's the calculator? This is literally how I learn all this shit. So we're going to take 40, divide it by 16. So it seems to be... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh my god. It seems to be 2 points per... 2.5, 2 to 3 points per. I am looking at Antiquarian. Thank you! Okay, he's average. 40... Okay, that's interesting. So it seems to be different. A different weight depending upon the position. So court position here has 43. Do 43 divided by 25. That's 1.7. Versus hers, which would be 16. 28 divided by 16. That's 1.75. So it just depends upon the actual position, on the weight, on their actual skill. But again, that's crazy, right? So like looking at Antiquarian, going back to that, she's a better Antiquarian because this shy increases it, and learning has a lower weight, I think, here. 40 divided by 16. Yeah, oh no, higher weight. That's 2.5. That's why his is good. So his is 60 because 25 times 2.5 is 60.25. Interesting. So 60 divided by 25 equals 2.4. So it seems to be that there's like diminishing returns after a certain threshold. Or maybe they get bonuses from certain things. But I think that aptitude is 0 to 25 because he's 22.5 and it's still poor. And then it's probably 25 to 50. Or 25 to 60 maybe. It's probably 25 to 50 then, or 55 is average. Then 55 to, let's just say, 75, 80 is probably good. And then anything after that is excellent. We have good and excellent on one of these. Good, Anakin. Because he's 7, he's 80. And again, that's 42.5, which is average. So maybe it's 20 to 40. And that also might be different based off of the individual position. So it's interesting how this all works. Because it all seems to be on different sliding, like non-linear scales that also seem to also have diminishing returns. Yeah, so that's another thing that you can do. Let's finish this little ditty we're doing right here, and I'll show you guys, we'll do this as well. I'll show you guys the new way to appoint people. That's weird. We got some things to do up there. Go over here. Join all you want, I shall still win. Pregnancy! Grandeur rank is increased to level 3. And we're going to talk about that grandeur rank just a little bit here. So check this out. Check this out. Appoint besiegers. Look what we've got. We've got 10 onagers. Appoint besiegers. Now we're going to look at the secondary army. The secondary army has got 3 things. 1, it has just enough levies to make it work. It's got the onagers in it, and okay. So it will auto-appoint. It will auto-appoint anyone with the besieger. Where is it? It'll auto-appoint anyone with military engineer. So, stationing besiegers is so automatic now. You just press it, boom, done. Then I can go ahead and go right back to my main army and go do some romping and a stomping. Oopsies. Lost that battle up there. Wasn't paying much attention. Dude, these alliances are coming all over the place here. We lost, unfortunately, our important men-at-arms. I'll let them just kind of beat themselves against me like a rock. Uh-oh. Bon appetit. Odin! Poison did its job and Odin is no more. Hey, that guy's much better. Raymond, welcome to the team. Don't piss me off. I'll kill you like your predecessor. Yes, I'll shut it off in just a second. I'm just trying to show off another new thing that was added in. Okay. Okay, cool. So gain some devotion. We now can do wars against duchies, which is great. Let's go through our prisoners here. And just is anyone an important thing to my thingy? Who do we have? Okay, so that is your heir. I won't touch your heir. Sounds terribly weird to say out loud. Seems like the only person that's going to get me any money. Cool. For the rest, force demands, done and done. Disband my armies. Go through this list really quick. You are okay. You are better. You are not as important to me. Oh, you're great. So here's something cool we can do now. You're a good steward. So here's what you can do now. The face textures do look different. I've got no mods though. I can't use mods right now. So you see this new location we've captured? Now, I can grant this to anyone. You press this button, and keep in mind, you know, it is a tribal location, so that kind of causes a bit of an issue. So now you've got these two buttons at the top. A noble of the Polish culture, a county held by the ruler that is not of the local culture will have reduced popular opinion. Same culture vassals, though, have a higher opinion of their liege. So I can just press this button and it takes care of it. Or a local Lithuanian noble. A county held by a ruler of the local culture will not have reduced popular opinion, but local culture vassals will have increased cultural acceptance. Affects the cultural acceptance between the Lithuanians and the Poles is increased by 1.6. So this is huge. So let's say I look over here and we just look at Lithuanian. And I don't have any. I'm going to press this button. Boom. This guy is Catholic and Lithuanian. So he's my religion, but their culture. He didn't exist in my court, and he gets put there. So, wha-bam. It's taken care of for me. You run the risk, of course, of having someone random that's not necessarily good, or in this case, someone who's super old, but I'm his heir. So if he dies, I take it over. But it's a cool way to just... Did you see how much time we used to spend in the granting to portion of the game? You know, you'd go, okay, let's do this. Let's type in someone let's find someone that's okay, now I got more Lithuanians. And I think it was probably because I did something. Okay, let's find someone who's Polish. Let's find someone who's not a ruler. Let's find someone who's Christian, or let's find a Catholic. Let's also find an adult, a male. It took so much time to do. Now it's streamlined. You press a button. If you don't have anyone, it's done. So I like that a lot more. And I think that's an FLC thing. A lot of cool quality of life updates came with this. But also, none of these I don't know if any are different. Oh, Court Grandeur. Customs. Customs is a whole new line. Just to show these off. Yeah, Customs 1 is new. That's pretty cool, though. Cultural fascination progress increased, but gain a weak hook when landing a new vassal of a different culture in land of their culture. So you auto get a weak hook on them. Does learn language perk scheme require a perk? No. The Learn Language scheme is a personal scheme where you try to learn language of the scheme target. This scheme primarily relies on your learning. The success chance is affected by many things, but mainly your learning skill, that of your court chaplain, if you have a shared heritage, and how many languages you already know. Younger characters will also learn new languages more easily. And that's actually an interesting thing is... we're what? We're 26? Let's just click here. Learn this language. So... Your learning, plus 30. Your Archbishop's learning, which is our chaplain. Number of already learned languages. You are young and eager to learn. Paranoid, minus 25%. Minimum chance, 5%. So, you get all these bonuses here, and you see where the positives and negatives are there. Batuhan, I unfortunately don't know. We could go through it really quick, but I don't know. Did that help you, Bofferpoof? I mean, but Noble Veins is always just so important. Now let's go to our royal court. We unfortunately missed one of these, but we still have one to go. A foul smell. My liege, a word, please. My chancellor, Duke Volwost, I think, right? Approaches me during a brief lull while attending court matters. He gestures to a less populated spot in the room, and I follow him there. I'm concerned about the state of Krakow Castle. While holding a meeting in one of the rooms, we all noticed a horrific smell. It must have come from the latrines a floor below. I implore you to consider paying to fix the neglected parts of the building. So, look at this. The last option will be chosen for you in 180 days. So I think you have about a year or so to answer some of these. It just depends. Some are more in dire than the others. But just plug the hole in the floor. So that would have done this for me. That would have happened had I not looked at this then. But I'll ensure the problem gets fixed as soon as possible. That will cost me money. My steward can handle this matter. Whew. My steward. Oh, I thought it was him. Well, let's see how it goes. Aha! I am in extreme debt. Fuck. So, I can't do anything. We need to... That's bad. I just choked. On my own spit. Oh. I need money so badly right now. It's out tomorrow, yes. Do I have an autosave I can pull back? Because I can't afford that. That basically shoots us in the water, like shoots us dead in the water. Oh my god. But we also have, so this was this, so we have different courtly things that happen, right? These just pop up as you play. So Dobronesia. I'm making my social rounds around court. I hear yet another heavy sigh coming from my mother. Whether intentional or not, I fucked that up, man. Whatever. Queen Mother's mom. Stolen presence hasn't gone unnoticed. Oh, hello, my child. She says after the initial startle wears off, I cannot tell for certain if Dobroneja Maria's being melodramatic or truthful. Please, pay me no mind. I'm simply homesick, that is all. There's that famous guilt. I don't even have a chance to respond before she lets out another melancholic sigh. Leaving without a word is bound to change nothing, so I make the decision to speak. So, start a learn language against... Huh. Just leave them, you ungrateful leech. Oh, just leave then. How about we import some Russian delicacies? Things are your problem. Oof. We'll learn the language, sure. Why would you honor that spawn of hell with a position at court and not me? My knight, Jakob, is livid. Because you're a bard, my bro. And by the way, why are you fighting? You shouldn't be a knight. I mean, he'd be great at a jester. But, and if I don't choose this in 84 days, it happens. He needs to not be a knight. That guy's like, he's too good at everything. Forbid it. So we'll go over here and... Oh, also, yeah, Court Grandeur. That's worth noting, too. So when you look at our Court Grandeur, there's some things to take a look at. So you have our current level's 3. This little, like, banner right here tells us that that's the expected grandeur we should be at, whoever we are. So this is your current Court Grandeur expectations. This court is 1 level above its expected Court Grandeur level, causing the following effects: Prestige bonus and Courtier and Guest Opinion plus 11. But as you kind of move up this scale, if this is chasing you, you're in a better position, versus you don't want to chase it. It's going to reduce your action. Look at that. That's a kind of a new effect on the map. I've not seen actual like particle effects. That's pretty cool. Oh, he just squeezed out. Little monkey man. Damn it. He survived, but we'll go again. Loses progress for 4 years, damn. Increase my stress by 60, I'll do it. Let me see if I got any cool prisoners to get some money. Are any of these... Oh shit, we got an heir. Oh shit, we got 2 heirs. Would have given us some goodies. We needed those goodies because we are now in debt. They raided one of our towns. Where did he go? He's over here? Oh, we're gonna go kill him. Got him. Learn language and infantile fables. The wise stag then said to the little boy, "Beware, for there's a..." Suddenly I'm interrupted. "What? The great king is reading children's fables? Have you no pride?" Count Yon explains. This is unacceptable. If your foes find this out, they will think you feeble-minded. Ooh, what's his? Oh, I'm gonna kill the shit out of this guy. No, these are venerated Russian classics. That's it. The intrigue challenge scheme gains easily read fables. That's pretty cool. Or you dare insult me? Duel Yon to punish him for his insolence. This duel is not to the death. If you win, you will gain prestige and a modifier for the scheme. If you lose, you will be ridiculed. You are right. They are not fit for a king, and then let people think what they will. These stories are educational. Nah, we'll do this. You tricked them. Yeah, dissolving. I'll be going over both the artifacts and everything. I'm trying to wait till we're so low in money that, unfortunately, there we go. We got money back from that. Let's disband this. I kind of disband. Oh, there's hostile enemies. As opposed to not hostile enemies. There we go. So now our money will start to balance out. You can feudalize, which you've been able to do before, but it just feels like it's easier to do now all of a sudden. New Dynasty Legacy things, it's for... Damn it. It's... It's for the customs. You have new ones for customs. Hi, Rohirrim. Thanks for jumping in, my dude. Dissolving Duality. Thank you very much, brother, for the $1.50 dumbbell here. But here's the new ones, just to show them off one more time. William Ashley, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about right now. Unlocks to celebrate other cultures' decision. A decision that enables you to improve development, control, building costs, and defensive advantage in counties from different cultures with a cultural acceptance of 75% or more. Taking the decision will also increase your prestige and levies. All counties in the realm are affected. The gold cost scales with the number of affected counties. Erodation, that's new? I thought this existed. But we'll go through it too. Actually, yeah, this is definitely new. It helps out with monthly piety and clergy opinion. Development growth, monthly learning. No, this is not new. That first one, though, Vibrant Court, is for sure new. And then bureaucrats. But this one, like courtier and guest opinion, court grandeur bonus, better guests will be attracted, guest recruitment costs are reduced by 30%. I have not played Dying Light 1, let alone Dying Light 2, and I've heard Dying Light 2 is not too good. I don't know if this is all changed. Yeah, this first one, though, is a little bit different. But for the most part, Erudition is not new. Oh. I see what you mean. I was like, what are you trying to say right now, Bill? Could they have updated more of the legacies? I don't know. I kind of find them... they've updated them multiple times, so I find them in a good place right now. We'll just do this one to... Actually, we'll do this one. I want to show you guys inspirations and making fucking artifacts, but this is being a penis. Secret exposed. Here, let me do this. We'll save this. Because we can't even do a war right now. We have to wait, well, only 3 more months, 4 more months. Ooh, a ransom. You just enabled me to have another war, guy. Thank you. And this guy can just kind of go. See, we'll recruit him. He's good gregarious. We'll see if he fits into anything cool. Oh, okay. It is good? That's good to know. I've heard it's a really fun, great game. I've just never played it. So now we could do this on a duchy and get Masuria or Prussia directly. Oh, have him at Corp. His scraping means nothing to me. Alright, come on aboard. Maj taking the knee. I wait patiently at my throne for the arrival of Duke Vladislav, who is soon announced and ushered before me. He kneels in deference, offering nothing but his oath to faithfully serve as a vassal of the kingdom. At last I bid the Duke arise, confirming my satisfaction and Vladislav's right to the lands he rules in my stead. Serve me well. Interesting. So we can jump on a war right here. They've got no allies, whereas I have tons. And that'll give us a full... In my playthrough, I went and took Pomerania, and then I tried to take Lutetia here. Lutetia, whatever, however I pronounce it. And it was brutal, because they had Mordvinia as a ally, and that guy pulled like a fucking 5k army at me. I was like, what? Where'd this come from? Where's the papacy? Let's request. Can't. How much does he need? He needs more. This is a 71% chance of going through? Good, Anakin, good. But we'll do this little war right here. We're just trying to get money. Even though this is not going to give us money. But we'll do this war. Where am I? I'm commanding another army? Oh, down here. That's why. What's up, bejesus? How you doing, dude? It's good, lazy boy. How you doing, brother? How many people we got watching right now? I can't see. Just kill this man. Ahahaha. I'm a murderer? No! But, we got a not so great Archbishop. 329. Thank you guys very much for watching here. Make sure you are liking the stream. I cannot tell you how much it helps me out, my bros. Let's just go to the capital and take this bad boy. libertine literature. As I'm reading loudly from the East Slavic book that Dobrogena's Maria, whatever, the fucking Queen Mother, sent me a while back, I notice a whole host of servants snickering at me. Please don't stop reading. The servants giggle. He was just about to show his graceful feat. We need to know if the king and the chandler end up together, or if that Jezebel gets between them again. Am I reading something lewd? Neishmein Nye Diabli? I don't know how to pronounce that. Gain lauded loud reader. But I spend 150. You dare laugh at me? Or, oh well, I guess it's just occasional. Nah, loud reader for sure. That's Sumi, glad to hear it. Glad to hear I've helped you enjoy the game. The erotica. Mama, you sending me? Okay. Captured this dude. Oh yeah, that's gonna be plenty of money. Our levels increased to level 4. Okay. What the fuck, we're being raided? Yeah, that's kind of that's the annoying thing, is being raided by some of these dudes. Come here. Our count, no. No, he's died. Oh shit, he died in the dungeons. That was my bad. I could have probably should have saved him. House arrest and house arrest, good. None of these are good. None of them contribute to the war score, so we might as well get some money and not be in debt, which actually affects me negatively. Kyle, I am overloaded. I am low-key burnt out, but it's all okay. Let me just check something real quick. Yep. I was like making sure that I could actually. I was like, man, maybe the embargo didn't lift. Gubrious? Oh my god. How do you say meet me in my bedchamber naked? Looks like we gotta do that. I also have a critical event. Learn language loses progress. 9 months. Oof. She's tricked me. Her wily ways. Ahoy, Prussians! Alright. So we captured him. But also some chieftains, getting us some more money. He would be that much, that's okay. We'll wait for that ransom to go through. There we go. And we've done it. Perfect. So we now own this lovely duchy. Putting us, unfortunately, above. So what's this duchy title? That's right there, so we will gift this to a Lithuanian. Anyone good? Well, we got this guy. He could actually probably do pretty well. Or I can press the magic grant button. We'll go ahead and press this. That gives him that. What was the question about? Is there a quick way to see which prisoner is relevant for the war score? Yes. You'd hover over the little shackles and it tells you that you have maybe a like, oh, you've got an error, like H-E-I-R, whatever it is, and that would help out with that. It gives you an idea of what it is. And then you could click on the respective leader and find out who his heir is. Oh, I'll just give away one more. Hey, here's Lek here. So let's give it to a Prussian. Which we've got none, so we'll press this button. Gives us a local Prussian ruler, who's pretty damn good. Make Kratos, I could do that. Any lifestyle reworked in... I don't know, bejesus. I don't know if any of these have been reworked. Someone who might have been paying attention a little bit better might be able to tell me. Opinion game from Send Gift. A lot of these all seem the same from the stuff that I've looked at in my scant playings of it. Any artifacts or Polish regalia? I don't personally know them, but we'll get some stuff. What I can transfer? What? Count. Transfer who to what? This guy to this guy. This guy's land to his land. Do you really deserve it? Yeah, I guess it does. Is this guy of any import to me? He's just my vassal? Okay, we'll do that. So that'll help out him. Trying to maintain as little border gore as possible is pretty crucial in my opinion. I can't vassalize anything. I don't have the money to do it right now, man. And is this guy on... Yeah, okay, he's on collect taxes. That helps my money. American Dream. The game will by and large play the same, but you'll have access to a lot more layers. That does make it have a lot more life to it. That I will say is the difference between the two. So let's save this really quick. I do really want to show off inspirations and in fact, we will save this as the stream because I'm going to jump into another Polish playthrough. Stream. So Inspiration 1 here. So this is the one I was playing over the weekend. So we've got some cool royal court stuff we can jump into. We're trying to win this war here for the Duchy of Pomerania. So, inspirations. Hector has the book inspiration. Click to view. And book inspiration. A character who has a book inspiration is inspired to write and produce a book artifact. The topics covered can vary wildly, as can quality, but it will result in a tome fit for royalty. So, he says that his skill is merely decent. So I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that kind of... he wants to make one on intrigue, right? Hector has the book inspiration. He wants to write a book about intrigue. So I see that he's got 15 intrigue, which makes him good, and he's got intricate web weaver, which is an education trait, which I would assume affects this in some way, shape, or form. And it doesn't... I can't... Nothing tells me any indication of what would make him better or worse at this inspiration. Sponsor Hector's inspiration to start a project that might lead to you getting an artifact. The potential artifact's quality and cost of sponsorship will vary based on his skills. So we'll sponsor that. Book inspirations are based on learning. Okay, so well, that is why it is bad. Now I know exactly why that happens. Also, you have this little symbol now for inspired. He has the book inspiration. He wants to write about intrigue. His skill is merely decent. So we'll just sponsor this just to show you how this process works. Funded Hector with 50 gold. So that's why we haven't seen any in our other campaign. We don't have enough money to start the inspiration process. We'll do this too and try and improve the our inspirations. Zatsumi, I'll do what I can, man. I've tried to do that before, and for some reason it keeps becoming an issue. So let's go ahead and do this, and I'll push you guys through the inspiration making process. It's pretty cool. So, inspiration, intrigue, topics. I find my beneficiary Hector surrounded by scrolls and manuscripts head in his hands. My lord, there are so many areas of intrigue worthy of attention. Scheming, seduction, manipulation. I don't even know where to start. So, you can tell him that I wanted to focus on scheming and manipulation. I want women falling at my feet. Or, what topic does your muse yearn for? So this will allow him to decide, and it increases the quality of the book. We'll do that. Let's kind of finish this. Aha, a model for the ages. I can hear my beneficiary Hector muttering to himself from across the hall. I need something great, something epic to make my creation stand out from the uninspired masses. But what? Just what? When his spirited eyes meet mine, he breaks out into a huge smile and waves to me. My lord, what an amazing idea. It's perfect. What do you think of adding your family's motto to your commission? Sure, that sounds lovely. I'd gain renown. Or it is foolish and unnecessary. I get piety for it. We'll just go press renown, because whatever. And we'll go play this a little bit further forward, because we should be able to unlock another inspiration here. Oh no, he was maimed! The masked blade master. Have any really cool prisoners? No, we got nothing. This place gets crazy over here, man. Like, there's just so many, like, little wars and stuff. Court grandeur levels decreased. I don't know what's causing the decrease. No, I mean, you can go North Africa, Asia. You get a big chunk of North Africa. Let's just fucking finish this war. Aha, there it is. My lord, my beneficiary Hector smiles and gestures me over with an ink-stained hands. My book, my masterpiece, is finished. An intimidating compendium of all forms of torture known to our age, described in gleeful detail and painfully illustrated. The cover's leather, displaying a repeating image of geometric shapes enunciated by the placement of jasper inserts, and it's held closed by an ornamental clasp. I'm impressed. Produced an elegant book with fine lettering. Let's do that. Oh, you had an event timeout. Okay, thank you very much, Cassim. I was too concerned with the war to even look at it. Why is all these little tiny bullshit wars here? Increased. Oh yeah, we have another royal court thing. Court artifacts. So now, we place the book anywhere. Crime and punishment. And this is what it grants us: monthly intrigue lifestyle experience plus 10% and prestige bonus. And it just places it right there for us. There we go. I'm just gonna quickly like appoint some people. So we're 3 above. Let's go ahead and grant Pomeranian noble. Grant to I've got some really cool Pomeranians in here. Like this guy's kind of a badass. Yeah, grant to him. There we go. Yeah, exactly, right? With 0 learning, he still can produce a good manuscript if you kind of like let him. Yeah, Sam. Really? That's all my men at arms? Oh, that's right, I forgot. Pay the Wehrgeld. There we go. So that's the inspiration system. Kind of just wanted to show you that. I think it's really cool. Oh, what I have an army over here for? Just ban that shit. No wonder my money's going down so rapidly fast. I'm gonna hold court as well. We'll do that really quick too to show you guys that. Ooh, a ransom. Yeah, just bring the damn guy back. You bitch. Stolen my friend. We'll hold court here. Here's some more petitioners to give you guys just more of a sense of what this looks like, just for the first in line to approach. So, glorious host, give me the honor of composing ballads and sonnets worthy of your majesty. And she definitely... Ooh! She wants to be the court poet. We need to have other... So, I can make her the antiquarian instead. Procurement of artifacts. Artifact decay reduction enables you to reforge or repair artifacts. Unlocks the commission artifact decision. Protect. We'll make her that. Maybe she's good at it, maybe she's not. My liege, I request that we launch an investigation about an infamous preacher in Krakow. You see, this preacher is, well, she's a woman. This is not in accordance with our faith. Count Sambor interjects Zimgut's speech by raising his hand and taking a step forward. My liege, while this man is correct in his assessment that is the preacher's only flaw, everything she teaches is in accordance with our faith. Preacher loved by the peasants. Throw this false preacher into jail, or I wish to employ this preacher as my high almoner. It's the same person that we just appointed as antiquarian. She should get an opinion boost from me. What? Why? She just... Okay, so she just died. Whoops. So, Nadjeja... Nadjeja? I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. My king, the dogs of Rubnik, think they are better than us. He spews, cackling their haughty jokes each market day. Mayor Pavel, the friendless spawn of hell, needs to be put in his place, and those damnable fools made to respect the foremost city of the region. River is nicer now. It's a nicer town. Yeah, not much job security. Join my court, then die. Where did it begin? You settle this dispute. Interesting. Okay, cool. So it's kind of, it's definitely, oh, Nadzeya? Nadzeya? It's definitely Nadzeya, that's how I pronounce that. It's definitely, like I said, it adds a ton and it makes the game feel alive. You don't just feel like you're rushing through wars, which is really, really fun. But I'm just trying to give people an idea of what it really, how it really works with it, you know? How there's just kind of more to it. Food taster. So Hector here is a great food taster. Why? Because he's gluttonous. Hey, this guy, the Bard, is in this playthrough as well. This guy's a poet and don't even know it. Artificier with Hector. Monthly court grandeur change would be 20% with a good court poet. That's pretty damn good. Same thing with a court musician. But it literally has poet and that doesn't give him a bonus. It doesn't say, okay, well that's weird. So court musician, because he's a poet, gives him a bonus. Diplomacy, skill, gregarious, and poet. But a court poet, because he's a poet, does not give him a bonus, but gregarious, learning, and diplomacy do. So I guess poet is more diplomacy based versus musician, which is more, oh, that's diplomacy skill as well. Okay. Yeah, same, I can do this. I can go him as the court musician, and apparently, oh, no, I can't. Got about half an hour more here. I want to record a video talking about like what the royal court does and the court positions and everything like that. Give me one sec. I actually have to pee really bad. But let me know in chat right now some other things you'd like to see. I'm more than happy to jump around the map. We can look at other cultures, whatever it is. Just go ahead and let me know, and I'll just showcase it for you guys. So give me one sec. You use Russian real fast. Oops, it wasn't paused. Eh. Okay. Can you appoint to execute him or herself? No. Some mixed cultures that the AI have created so far. Sure, let's take a look. It does that sometimes. So what is the new DLC? It covers the courts, languages, everything. What are your to-go buildings? What do you mean, Alex? My go-to buildings? I don't know, whatever the game's created so far. I typically kind of focus on stuff that increases taxes or levies, depending on the type of game I want to play. Like, if I want to play a really militaristic game, I'll focus on levies. If I want to go taller, I'll focus on taxes, and I always focus in my capital first. No, I don't have to return with cat today. So cultures, let's see. So it looks like we haven't any divergent cultures yet. It takes time to diverge a culture. Because if I look at my culture right now, and I diverge this culture, it's going to cost 4,500. So if I wanted to name this Polish-Lithuanian. So if I wanted to do that, it's going to cost 4,500. Let's go to Bellicose. Just for whatever sake. And traditions, we'll just choose the same, right? Well, it's cost 5,000 to have it. To have it happen. Is Polith really that? So if I were to say just press 5 and let the game run, these will happen. Can you show the Wallach culture? Sure. There you go. Yeah, if there's any cultures you guys want to see, by all means, let me know. More than happy to show those off. So vulgar. The Wallach aesthetic is architecture of Mediterranean, fashion of Byzantine, code of... Oh, people wanted to see any different fashion. I can show those off too. Here's Italian, Republican legacy. Sardinian. French. Chanson de geste. De geste. Mali-like. Here, let me take a look. If gold mines are affected? What do you mean, Willy Duck? Some of the stepdaddies? Sure. Excuse me. I was going to do Georgia, because Georgia's got a really cool... They got Castle Keepers, which is really cool. And they get Caucasian Wolves. You can recruit Monaspa. So those are some of the new men-at-arms. There's a bunch of new men-at-arms. Here's a lot of them. Step Tolerance, Allen's. There's Russian. Javash. Did you show the difference? I did not show the difference in innovations. That's the way it always is, you know? Every single culture's got different innovations. Caballeros. Any new art with the new men-at-arms? No, these guys seem to all be... And horse archers, as we know. Caucasian wolves, the Monaspa. That's just the heavy horsemen. You cannot create your own units that I know of yet. But just to kind of show some of these off. Horse lords. Give you your horse archers. Even going over to this region. Himalayan settlers. Gives you the mountaineers men-at-arms. Have you Heavy swordsman. Yeah, cultural innovations are going to stick around. But they do feel a little bit better. And cultural exposure feels better too. What were we taking a look at over here, though, in Central Africa? Oh, there. Aha. Upland skirmishers. Recruit Guinean uplanders. Cultural pillar. All Henry Cavill. All Henry Cavill. Sorceress Metallurgy. It costs more gold to sponsor characters of this culture with a weapon inspiration. Characters of this culture produce higher quality artifacts when completing a weapon inspiration. That's pretty fucking cool, man. Yeah, we'll take a look at Norman. Actually, is Norman there? No. Oh, it is. It's there. It's there. I was like, I don't think it is. I think it's all gone now at this point. It's been rolled into the other ones, but it's still there. We're going to take a look. Oh, we'll pause that. So that's cool that the mines do kind of play into it, and that Sorceress Metallurgy is part of it. What I think would be cool, though, is can you search by tradition? So let's look at... maybe this. Tradition? Sorceress Metallurgy? No. Yeah, I don't know which one's got the gold mines, unfortunately, my dude. You'd have to tell me the specific name for me to show it off for you. I don't know this region very well at all. I've actually never started over here. Abyssinia, I've started as. Abyssinia is very fun. No idea what's on for the next for the roadmap, unfortunately. So here's Norman's Chanson de Geste. Tradition allows culture to unlock the valet's innovation in the late medieval era. The poet trait has additional bonuses and is more common. The martial education traits are more valued. Bumbling, confident, formidable, and famous champion traits are more valued. Blade master traits have additional bonuses. Craven and content traits are looked down upon. Knights are slightly more prone to injury during battles. May challenge rivals to single combat, inflicting stress if you win. Interesting. And that's stand and fight. Hereditary hierarchy. And here's your aesthetics here. Continental European for the most part, with coat of arms Norman. Which changes things, I do believe, too. Which mods should we turn off? I don't know. Yes, absolutely, Daniel. That's 100% viable. Nyani? Okay, where is Nyani? I mean, it gets a special building. I don't know what that is, unfortunately, but we can find out by doing this. The gold mines of Mali. So does that help you out, Rolly Duck, in finding out any more about how their gold mines are? This guy's about to lose that war right there, I'm not gonna lie. The OP mines him on. Did he win? Good question. The Duke of Normandy. He lost. The Garlic King, huh? Well, I do declare. Is he still the House Godwin? Any upper cap to know how many traditions a culture can have? So, you are limited to 6, I think it is. Yep, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. New nicknames, it looks like. But yes, you do get also specific coat of arms. Let's go ahead and exit to main menu. Yeah, it's Norman vampires, it's sons of bitches. Did you guys want me to show you anything in 867? Because I can do that. That's a different coat of arms for the Count of Anjou. For Anjou. That's different from Bjorn too, I think. And for Ivar. No, Ivar's always had the 3 ships. I would have liked to have seen a new bookmark, to be honest. Show the Vikings? Sure, I'll show you Vikings. Here, we'll start as Bjorn. Oh, I was gonna show... Fuck. Yeah, I was gonna show that too. Shit, okay, well. Here's this. So here's Norse, the Tingmeat, and Navy Collective. Here's what Bellicose looks like. We were playing as Poland today, Sonia. We've stopped to show off some other things before we come to the end of the stream. Formative Honor. Becomes Shield Maiden. That's kind of cool. So you can make a culture that allows Shield Maidens outside of 867, which is pretty nifty, right? Malleable Invaders. Coastal Warriors here. Recruit Bondi, Wishmen, Rangian Veterans, Huskarls. Also get Northern Stories. Any interesting artifacts owned by major rulers? I don't know, Rolly Duck. We can take a look together. Does he get any artifacts? Oh, he's not a king, huh? We've got to look at a king. Court artifacts. Here, we've got the skull cap of Charlemagne. Illustrious pedestal. Arling banner. We have no claims on anything. And we can jump into this. That shows off a little guy right there. It's pretty cool, right? We can take a look at the Byzantine Empire if you'd like. See if what their artifact situation is like. There's 6 artifacts. They have the sandals of Jesus, the image of Edessa, then Petrarchan, and then the crown of Justinian. We can just kind of really look this place look cool. There you go. And that kind of sets out all your artifacts like that. So pretty sick, right? Yes, it does, Sonia. It shows you the language family. Yes. Yeah, Arcane, we've done a little bit of that already, but I can definitely show it off again. I'm gonna actually make my own character to show you guys those banners really quick first, too, though. If you form a cadet branch, does it give you a 3rd banner or change one of the banners? I think it's a changed banner, to be honest. An elegant reliquary containing a holy relic, the authentic sandals of Jesus Christ. Inventory menu? Sure thing. Here's your inventory menu. Doesn't look like anyone has any inventory items of worth, though. Let's take a look at maybe West Francia. Nope. And I don't know if I can look at anyone else's inventory. Nope. Yeah, I don't think I can really take a look here. Oh, I can. I don't know of anyone who would have any of these, by the way. Abbasids? Okay, we'll look at the Abbasids. He doesn't have any. Maybe he does on him. No, it doesn't look like. His court does, maybe. These two. Cornish, apparently. Baghdad. It's around here somewhere. I don't know where. No, Baghdad's up here. Wow. Really crushing it today, guys. Ah, there we go. Mantle of the Prophet. Oh, Abyssids, not Abyssinia. And you like Baghdad too. I was like, yeah, Mecca? Got it. Cool. Yeah, Mecca? Sure, sure. So here's the Mantle of the Prophet. Illustrious Regalia. And it doesn't look like it's equipped. That looks like it's new, by the way. Like, this doesn't look normal. And that puts it right there in his Regalia portion. You know, I get, like, really confused with some things very easily. Going through all these really quick. 4 different ones. Low nobility's got 4 different ones now. This is vanilla. I've got nothing active. High nobility's got 4 different ones now. Western armor, prison rags, nightgown, Knights Templar, Knights Hospitalier, Knights of the Holy Sepulchre, Crusader, Northern Commoner 1 and 2, Northern Nobility 1 and 2, High Nobility 1 and 2, Northern Armor, Byzantine Commoner clothes, Low Nobility clothes, High Nobility clothes, Byzantine Armor, Arabic Commoner 1, 2, and 3, Low Nobility 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's a nice one. High Nobility 1, 2, and 3. Arabic Armor. And then Steppe Commoner Clothing 1 and 2. 1 and 2 for Low Nobility. 1 and 2 for High Nobility. Steppe Armor. Indian Commoner 1 and 2. Low Nobility 1 and 2. High Nobility 1 and 2. Indian Armor. Then last... Ooh, Indian Armor looks... It looks like it had a new... It definitely had a new texture. That used to be different. 1 and 2 for African. Low Nobility. High Nobility. Then Holy Roman Empire. Low Nobility. High Nobility. Holy Roman Empire Armor. Abbasid. Not to be confused with Abyssinia. Low Nobility. And High Nobility. And Abbasid Armor. Definitely got a retexture too. Orthodox Robe 1 and 2. Imam's Robe. Caliphal Robe or Caliph's Robe. Monk Robe 1 and 2. Bishop's Robe. Bishop Robe 2. Papal Robe. African Religious Clothing. Norse. Eastern. Temple. Cohen Gadol's or Darth Vader's armor. Jewish Religious Clothing. Steppe Religious. Then Jester's attire. Ed, I don't think so. And I'm just going to kind of quickly go through these. If there's anything in specific. Here's the crown of Justinian. Someone asks if you can wear it. You can. Sassanid crown. I think they pulled some of these from the community flavor pack. Indian helmet looks great. And just going through these really quick, you can just take a look. If there's, like I said, there's a specific one, just let me know. I'll jump back to it. But just so you guys can see really fast. Yeah, I definitely think some of these from the community flavor pack are in this now. Persian, Armenian, and Hindustani languages show their language. Yeah, sure. You guys wanted to see the language portion? I don't think there's a language tab on here. Oh, court languages, there is. Here you go. So since this is 867, this is just like no court language because courts don't exist out in this region. Here's Armenian for you. They do? Okay. Iranian. Scythian, Tibetan. No, in cultures? Okay, you said languages. So Armenian, so you want me to hover over this? Oh, will it show their family as Indo-European? No, I don't think it will. I thought you were talking about their culture. You wanted to see... Okay, so Armenian, I said. You got that. Persian? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really show you. I think when it goes, you go to learn it. So since I know right now, so if we click on Armenian, oh, it's a court language. Sorry. If I go to this, learn language, Armenian language, learn the Armenian language. Okay, start scheme. Well, I guess it doesn't show. Current court language. Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't. But now regions that have kingdoms and above will somehow thrive more, maybe? Well, kind of. Yeah, no language families. What's up, OS? How you doing, dude? Clan and feudal are the only governments that can have royal courts. You can't... Well, that's not true. Oh, maybe it is true. Yeah, because these you cannot have a court. It tells you like, oh, hey, would you want a little tutorial? And it tells you like, that you cannot do royal courts as it's only clan and feudal that can do royal courts. Which Shiro can make him a king? Good call. Yeah. Only you do not have feudal or clan government. But let's do this. Main menu. I'm good, Hugh. How are you, brother? New game. Let's doesn't matter. We'll click anyone. And it's got to be a king. I mean, you can support the channel, and you can buy the DLC from my Nexus store, but it's no cheaper than it would be on Steam. So right now it is $29.99. Unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry. I just don't know all of what's included in the FLC and DLC by difference. I think the inventory system, so royal court on the display, the treasures, of course, cultures and the people, So ethos and all that seems to be part of the DLC, not the FLC. Yes, I absolutely can. Rowinger, thank you very much, man. 200 Norwegian kroner from my big daddy, Rowinger. But let's go ahead and go to the Polish king, and we'll create your own ruler. So now we get this, right? I totally forgot to show this off. But now we get an idea of what this looks like. So let's just go. Let's start from scratch. The update starts tomorrow. So now we can choose a pattern, and these patterns, layouts and emblems and everything are dependent upon your culture. I wish you could, like, can you? Oh, you can. Currently visible design to your clipboard. So when we look at, okay, so Poland, whatever, we'll just kind of keep a lot of this the same. We can press some other buttons here just to kind of add some spice and craziness to it. We'll do that. That's kind of nifty. Oh, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Can I drag and drop this? How does that work? Okay, so do that. A little crown on top, a little bit of this, a little of that. Ah, a little of that, a little of this, a little of that. I know it's sacrilege. Where's the eagle? Abstract, okay, so animals. Can I just remove that emblem? Well, I guess just do simple symbol. So we could do the Polish dragon all of a sudden, change history. And that's cool, we can add layers to that so it's got like different colors in there. That's kind of nice, I like that a lot. I'd basically just make the Holy Roman Empire eagle. Polish elephant. The famous Polish elephant. Absolutely, Jack. It should be a big deal. It's awesome that we get this now. So that's this. But this look is based upon your culture. We can just reset it back to the historical if we want. You can randomize, you can see what it looks like actually on the units. So, it's kind of cool, right? You get a lot more to do. Or just reset it right back to what it was. Now, culture, you can then switch to whatever culture you want. I could say, you know what, hey, we're going to do... Where is it? We can make them Greek. Where is it? Where is... I'm looking for the Roman one. Foreign African. Oidelic. Eastern Slavic, so Russian. You can just start off right off the bat if you want as one of this. Druzhina. Gives them Druzhina or Druzhina. No, there's one you can just straight up be... You can straight up just... Oh, Latin. There it is, Roman. So here's Romans. Formation fighting experts. Roman legacy gives us cataphracts. Find and hereditary hierarchy. So those cool things are now just added into the game. Customize your dynasty, the same thing here too. So we can just set this up to be start from scratch, do whatever we want. whatever it is. Remember, that guy changes. So let's go ahead and make this dude vermin on. Cool. See how that changed our little bro here? Your Thonic here, so that's going to be your after Roman occupation British Isles. Again, that changes them too, and it says it too, right? So our aesthetic in here, oh, it doesn't show. Oh, Pictish aesthetic. So coat of arms is Scottish, military equipment is continental European. So again, let's go ahead and choose the Han Chinese. So here's our Han Chinese. Okay, I was gonna say, not necessarily very Han Chinese. Then I see that military equipment is Mongolian. Arabic here. We'll choose the what's it called? Beirut or Muslim Lebanese, basically. You can see that. So there are a lot of things, but I think for a lot of people jumping into it, it's not going to be as overt as they initially think. So I wanted to kind of be upfront with that in the beginning. Frankish here. I think Franks are pretty obviously continental Europe. Yeah, same thing it's probably going to be with Iberian. I'm looking at let's get to Bosque. Yeah, continental European. If there's anything else, guys, by all means, let me know. I'm more than happy to look at any of these. Central Africa, we'll go with like, how? There you go. Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, right, Sardessa, I was like, interesting to have the Han Chinese be Mongolian. It should be kind of the other way around, but alright. I don't know about that, Zarklon. Oh, double A. I thought I said triple A. Versions. Let's take a look at Myars. Yeah. So, we are coming up here to the end of our stream today, guys. So if there's anything else you want to let me know, just go ahead. I'm more than happy to jump into it here. But I just wanted to show that off because it is a very big part of this DLC. But actually, this, I believe, the Dynasty and Realm portion is not DLC related. It's actually part of the FLC. But don't quote me on that as I'm not 100% sure. But I wanted to definitely kind of showcase it. You know what? Kyle S. said, to be frank, it's probably priced a little higher because you can get the base game on Game Pass. You know what? I wonder how that's going to affect the future of like video games and price points. Is like a lot of people have Game Pass, but a lot of people don't. And it seems to make things a little funky when it comes to pricing of like stuff like DLC. But Game Pass pays quite a bit to the developer. TBF, yeah, to be frank. South Slavic has got, yeah, Eastern European. Turkic, be a Mongolian probably. Why did it take so long, do you think? I think it's just kind of the typical COVID stuff of people having to deal with that issue and everything of the sort. Oh, you want to see the Franks? Sure. Frankish aesthetic is continental European. So again, here's our Normans. There's continental European. But that'll be definitely very fun to have expanded upon in mods and probably future stuff into the game. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and roll some credits here. We've gone through so much stuff today, and I'm going to be breaking these things down into videos. I'm probably going to cover the courts and the artifact system in one video, just kind of going over the royal court. To be totally fair, the royal court system is not terribly complex, But me pointing out things like where the core positions, where their aptitude is, the difference between common and royal, stuff like that I think is really going to help people out when it comes to jumping into this DLC and getting off running. I spent probably 5 or 6 hours just reading a bunch of stuff in the game, and it's really all it takes to learn the Royal Courts DLC, but I'm always going to be here to make the fuck ups for you guys. Don't even worry about it. But let's go through some donations here. We got a couple, so I want to make sure I give some thanks out. So we got the $5 Canadian here from Kyle S. Thank you very much, my man. David B with a $5 donation. Daniel Collins with a £3 donation. Relinger with a total of 300 Norwegian kronu. Thank you very much, man. Then Edie with a massive $15 donation here as well. And Paris with a $5 donation. Thank you very much, man. Really appreciate it. Here, B said this. No, man, I like I've said, I looked at this like, man, how, I was so pissed. I was like, what affects aptitude? This is so stupid. Like, I would think that hovering over this would tell me what affects aptitude. How do I find out aptitude? Then it finally, like, just hovering over this today in the middle of the stream. Oh, it's at the very bottom there. His aptitude increases by intrigue skill in this location for this. And even just taking, like, the division portion of it, right? Like, looking at, okay, well, this is 33 intrigue skill. His intrigue is 11, so it's weighted at 3 intrigue. Or it's 3 points per point of intrigue. So it's very interesting to see how that all kind of works out. Absolutely, Brian. Happy to help you out, my man. Bundy, thank you very much for watching, dude. Trackcast, thank you for watching, my bro. Elder Kings 2, that's the Elder Scrolls one, right? I'm excited for Elden Ring in 2 weeks, my bro. When does Elden Ring come out? I know a lot of people probably want me to play it on the channel, but there are some games I kind of need to keep for myself. Initial release. That's not when it is coming out. So I'm going to be getting this on PS5. So that comes out February 25th. So that's not next week, but the week after on a Friday. Ooh, I'm taking that Friday off. And you think like, oh, you're a YouTuber, you get every day off. No, I don't. Trust me. Yeah, Lek. That was the third brother. Correct, Jake. The basis for the language in which you speak as well. Thank you very much for watching, Mr. Pyogi. Again, I do love Pyogi. You too, Toke. Have a good one, brother. Dread Legion 05 dropping $10 to close us out. Thank you for showing this, Spartacus. Can't wait to play tomorrow. Well, happy Royal Court Day to my bros tomorrow. Again, I'll have a video guide out tomorrow with launch, so hopefully it'll kind of help you out in jumping into the game, learning some stuff. In fact, I'm going to pretty much shut the stream down, drink some water, and start recording. So, you hear about Triangle Chatter, your new FF Tactics, like my game, like game by Square Enix with Octopath, like graphics? Yes, it looks sick. But dude, I've got like a grip of Switch games that I just never play, and I hate it. Because having the Switch, I'm always in the mindset of, I'll play that when I go like do something away from my computer. But then I just never do it. The Nameless, thank you very much for watching, man. Thank you for watching. You too, Liam. Thank you for watching as well, my dude. I'm glad you guys got something out of it. I was wary about even streaming today. I was like, shit, should I just be focusing more on Warhammer 3? It's gonna be huge. Like, it's gonna be on Game Pass, man. Like, I'm gonna have a guide out for every single like character to determine which one you should play, and I'm gonna have beginners guides and stuff like that. And as soon as Warhammer 3 is out, I'm going to stop playing Warhammer 3 for a little bit because I don't want to burn the game out for myself. Like right now, I want to play, which is good, and I want to keep that going. But I just don't want to just completely submerge myself in Warhammer 3 so much that I don't want to play it anymore. Which happens a lot when I start to cover games. I obsessively work too hard on them. Yeah, I definitely think we'll get more and more and more CK2 features into CK3, as well as more CK3 exclusive features that are just like, hey, we brought this into CK2, but it was really a jankety system. Here we've improved upon it. Like, I imagine when Republics are playable and usable in CK3 and not just a mod, it'll actually be way better thought out than what it was in CK2, which is pretty much just a cash crop game. Release for Warhammer 3 is 10 days from now. The 17th. You got great content, bro. Thank you very much, man. Whoever just purchased Warhammer 3 through the Nexus store. Yeah, 17. I think. I don't know, man. I got so many fucking like embargo dates in my brain. All right, my guys, we're gonna shut this thing down here right now, but be on the lookout for some Crusader Kings 3 stuff. I might have like a, hey, best starts in Crusader Kings 3 Royal Courts DLC video that comes out. I know Party Elite will probably have one, and that would pretty much just be geared towards Kings, right? You pretty much, that's what you want to focus on. Maybe even Emperors here or there, like Seljuk or Byzantine Emperors. Fatimids would be a really fun, different one, but having that might be good for people that want to jump in and don't really know exactly what they want to do. The Reconquista would actually be this. If you've not played Spain, the Royal Courts is a great time to play Spain. I think it's probably the best time to play Spain. You know what? That's actually, I wonder if Sancho should have. We are looking for Cid. Well, he is called El Cid, but he has Rodrigo. What's his fucking name, man? I can't remember off the top of my damn head. Well, it makes not starting as a count, not as like... Oh, Rodrigo, there you go. El Campeador. I just wanted to see if he started with his sword. Like, let me see something here. Grant titles. Palace can be created. Let's try this. Any more money? You sons of bitches. Well, Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar. El Campeador. Well, son of a bitch. But I wonder if these pivotal characters have like stuff like their swords. Like his sword is particularly important artifact wise. But full court. This. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching here today. Royal Courts coming out tomorrow. Be on the lookout for some guides coming and all that kind of fun stuff. And we will jump into a full-on like Polish playthrough or something of the sort here for Crusader Kings 3. But right now we're going to focus back on Warhammer, and we'll be back here for some Crusader Kings 3 in probably about a week or two. But as always, thank you so much for watching here today. Wash your hands, stay fucking safe, and I will see you guys soon with more Crusader Kings 3, more Warhammer 3, and more Bannerlord content in the near future.